we have a lot of big news. You saw it all from the intro. So let's jump right in, get our hands dirty, and start off with the Chewbacca Chainsaw of the Week award. And this week's Chewbacca Chainsaw award goes to Mr. Ezekiel Elliott, and he is the running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that is because he did only run. I mean, it's not very great. You know, he only ran for 246 yards and 4 touchdowns in the national championship game. So, I mean, kind of mediocre stats. You know, not the greatest I've ever seen. Okay, so I can say this, that he has the record for most rushing yards in a national championship game ever. That's because this was the off of the playoffs, and that's because this is the first one from the playoffs. So, yeah, everybody got records in this game.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota has the record for most passing yards so far. But yeah, let's give him the award.
Is that a big one though? Is that big numbers for a being one of the national bowl games in general?
Yeah, that would be a big number.
If we were to if we compare it to like,
because you're talking about this is the cream of the crop talent playing each other, so that would be a big number. So let's go ahead and give him his Chewbacca Chainsaw Award, and then talk about the championship game. Okay, so Ohio State did win, so I got that wrong last week, but I did say Ohio State was going to score 42 points, and they did. So I'm going to say I got 50-50, half right on that. I'm going to give it to myself, pat on the back. Even though I said the other team was going to score 45, and they only scored 20, so yeah. I guess it didn't work out too well. But you did have Ohio State just kind of shock the world. And I don't say shock the world because they won, but I think of the convincing fashion that they beat Oregon, kind of shocked the world because they kind of played Oregon's game. They played the speedy guys on the outside. They played the big, the home run plays, which Oregon, you're used to seeing that from them, and they just could never get it off the ground. It was kind of interesting because we talked about this last week, how Ohio State's kind of bringing that big traditional Big Ten play where you have the really big guys that just kind of muscle everybody out of the way. You have more of the brute strength rather than the finesse, but then they brought in like this amazing finesse on the outsides. So it's just a really interesting combination of almost Pac-12 football / SEC football and Big Ten football, and it's not something we've ever seen before, and a lot of it's due to Urban Meyer. Probably, I don't know if this is cemented, but it notches him one more peg up. He's going to go down in history as one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest college football coach ever, maybe behind Bear Bryant. But let me just tell you what he's done in his career. So he is one of only two coaches to ever win a national championship with 2 different schools. The other one is Nick Saban. So Urban Meyer won one with Florida and now one with Ohio State. Nick Saban won with LSU and 3 with Alabama, so pretty damn good there. Now, he also took Bowling Green. Yeah, you might be like, who's Bowling Green? Yeah, they're not a very good program until Urban Meyer came through there. Gave them an undefeated season. Gave a school like Utah an undefeated season. Really started elevating their stature as well. So yeah, he's pretty amazing at what he's done so far. It's just kind of crazy, and I guess it's to be expected that he would go in and really show a team like Oregon, how it's done. So it was very interesting. And now this won't affect people like Marcus Mariota. He did declare for the draft, so he's going to go out. He did have a good game. He was 24 for 37, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So it's not like he did bad. It's just the defense just couldn't keep up with Elliott. I mean, that was the problem. It's just you had this guy ripping off these 30-yard touchdown runs left and right, and Oregon just kept falling behind, could never quite catch back up. And now you did have the quarterback Jones for Ohio State, who had only made his 3rd appearance. He played in the Big Ten championship game. He's played in the first round of the playoffs and the championship of the playoffs. So, yeah, that's pretty special for him. His 3rd game ever, he wins the national championship. And he's coming back next year, which I don't know if this is the best move for him because a lot of people were saying he could come out into the NFL and probably get drafted, maybe not super high, but get drafted. He's not even guaranteed a starting spot next year with Braxton Miller coming back. So, we'll just have to wait and see on something like that. But it was just it was an entertaining game. If you liked Ohio State, if you're not a big fan of Ohio State, then you like the first 5 minutes of it where it was 7-7. So it just depends on what you like in football. But, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is Urban Meyer going to be announced as the greatest head coach of all time for college football? Or is somebody like Bear Bryant going to keep that title? Because he has like 6 championships, I believe. I think
he's keeping it for a little while anyway.
Well, he did it all with one school. It's a lot harder to switch schools. There's only 2 people that have done it.
I think just give it some years. We'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Yeah. And he'll have to, if he wins another one. If he wins another 1 or 2 out there, we'll see how.
That would definitely help the situation. You get 2 more in there, and then now you say, maybe.
Well, he's one of only 11 head coaches to have 3 or more. So, I mean, he's already in elite status.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm saying that, but the greatest, you have to be the greatest.
Yeah. It's not as easy to say the greatest. There's not that many Michael Jordans that pop up or the Babe Ruths that you can just be like, okay, he's the greatest and he gets it forever. So. Yeah. It's just one of those things. But hit us up. Let us know what you think. Is Urban Meyer going to go down in history as the greatest ever? Or is he not? I don't know. I'm curious. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Of course, @WordsForMyFace on Twitter, Google Plus, and Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us.